Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DIY and I am super excited about the project that we're going to be doing today. It's going to involve this little Dollar Tree shamrock for St. Patrick's Day. We're using it as a pattern. We're also going to be gluing on it. And I'm going to take it apart, and this is metal. I'm going to use this as well. So our main ingredient today are these. Have you been introduced to Dollar Tree's self-adhesive wall tiles? If you have not, you need to go look for them because I have done a ton of different projects using these, making just about all kinds of things, including these little eggs. I made butterflies and a heart. Oh my word. We made pumpkins, we made Christmas trees, we've made all kinds of things with these Dollar Tree self-adhesive wall tiles. And we're going to use two colors of paint today. This is Plaster Waverly acrylic paint matte finish, no prep. It says chalk, but I think it's really more like an acrylic paint. And then we're going to use this color of Waverly, which is called Fern. Those are both great colors, and I get my Waverly paint at Walmart, so you can see if your Walmart carries it. We're going to be using some of these little kitchen sponge scrubbies. This was part of one big sponge that I cut into smaller pieces. We may possibly be using some ribbon. So let's jump right in. First thing I did was take these three pieces apart, okay? And then I painted my pieces. Okay, this one has the back taken off of it, and I have painted it in plaster, one coat. You could do two if you want, but you don't necessarily really even need to if you don't want to. Okay, and then I'm going to trace it with a Sharpie, and we'll cut just inside of my tracing lines. We'll cut it out, and then we'll move on to the next step. I went ahead and painted this ahead of time because it takes a little while to dry on this plastic that's supposed to look like tin. So I wanted it to be thoroughly dry because the second step is the really fun step. Really fun. Okay, so I'm just tracing. And I'm using a Sharpie, but use whatever you want. I just traced this onto here. Okay, and this looks like metal, sort of, when you look at it in the package. But it's just a thin plastic that has a sticky side on the back that I removed all of that, and I just traced on it, and then I'm just using a pair of regular scissors and my glasses to cut it out. So I don't think I said any of my normal stuff, which is, I don't know. I'm just like, whenever I'm really excited about a project, I tend to want to just kind of jump right in and start going right from the start. So let me just tell you, my name is Hiedi Scott. This is DiyDreaming. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Feel free to sprinkle if you would like. I love it when people do that. The ingredients for this project are from Walmart and Dollar Tree, so they're super affordable. Those little wall tile things can sometimes be difficult to find. So if your Dollar Tree store happens to have them, grab, if you can do it, grab 5 or 10 of them. Seriously, because we'll be doing lots more projects with that. We'll be doing some fun Easter stuff. Oh, I have just tons of projects in mind. And then the paint is from Walmart. It's Waverly, but you can use absolutely whatever kind of paint you have on hand. It doesn't have to be this color. And I'm only using green because this is a St. Patrick's Day craft. And okay, let me tell you my thoughts on St. Patrick's Day while I'm cutting this out. My kids are soon to be 22 and 26. So I don't tend to do a ton of St. Patrick's Day decorating. I also don't tend to do a ton of St. Patrick's Day crafts. And here's the main reason why. And you feel free to disagree with me if you want. It's just a silly, fun holiday. But the thing is, it celebrates luck. And honestly, as a Christ follower, I don't really believe in luck. I believe in God's favor on us, or God blessing us, but I don't believe that there's any such thing as luck that controls what happens to us. That's all, that's all in God's hands. So, so I don't tend to do a lot of signs and things that say lucky. But that's not to say that I have a problem with anyone else doing that. I a few years ago, I did a project that was a St. Patrick's Day project. Oh, I've still got one thing to do. That it said, not lucky, just blessed. And I loved that. And I really wish that Magnolia would come out with a stencil that says that. Not lucky, just blessed. I need to remember to tell them that I would really love to see that, so that maybe by next year they might have something like that. Okay, so let's talk about this right now. It's cut out. It's not perfect, but it does not need to be. And it only has one coat of paint, okay? I also did this one. So this is the Fern green color, and this one right here is the Plaster. You know what, let me put my camera up and aim it down just a little bit more. I'm using a new tripod because my regular tripod is giving me fits and wanting to tip over and stuff. This might be cutting my head off a little bit, but you don't care about that. Okay, so I have those cut out. We're going to paint this, and I'm going to be painting on top of some of this parchment paper from Dollar Tree that I love so much. Have you guys seen this? It's the easiest crafting and cleanup ever. Okay, so I just pulled this off of the sign, and I'm just going to give it a quick coat of plaster paint to cover up this green. It might need more than one. Probably is, so we'll have to come back to it. I have a glue string, and I haven't even broken out my glue gun yet. These things drive me nuts. So anyways, those are my feelings about St. Patrick's Day. I love the whole fun of leprechaun and green. That's one of my favorite colors. I believe in God's favor and not luck. So that's all I have to say about that. But people ask me, do I do any St. Patrick's Day crafts? And some of my fellow Christ followers, my sisters in Christ, get upset with me when I do Shamrocks or St. Patrick's Day stuff because of the whole luck versus being blessed or God's favor thing. So it's like I can't win either way. If I do projects, then some people will be mad at me. If I don't do projects, then some people will be asking, why aren't you doing projects? So I just decided to do this, and it's not going to say anything about luck. I may come back after the fact and stencil a little piece of canvas drop cloth with the words blessed or something like that. But we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm not confident that that is going to be dry in time to actually move on to the next step, but we'll see. Okay. And just so you know, I do reuse these pieces of parchment paper over and over and over. So, okay, let's do the white one first. And I need a paper plate. And I need some green paint. And I'm just going to put a little blob on here. This really won't take too much. We'll see if that's enough. Okay, I think you guys can see better. Oops, I've got it on my fingers, and then I've got it on my project. This is where the magic, I don't really believe in magic either, but this is where people go, oh, wow. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these scrubbies. It's a kitchen sponge from the grocery store that I cut into like 4 pieces, okay? And it's dry. And I'm just going to dip it in my green paint. I'm going to need more for sure. And then I'm going to, you know, kind of tap some of that off. And we're going to start at the top. Get ready. And I'm just going to pull it down. And the beautiful thing, oh my gosh, look, is how the pieces, the parts of this that are kind of elevated, they grab what's on your sponge and the other parts don't, and you get a really neat effect. Okay, got more paint on my hands. Lots. So what do you guys think so far? Melanie says, hi, I was watching a replay of you. Yeah, you were probably watching at 10 a.m. Just so you guys know, typically what I try to do, because everybody has a different schedule and we're all on different time zones and all of that, I try to play a replay or a restream of a video from, you know, whenever, pretty much every day at 10. Except I don't usually do that on Sundays. So that there's something, you know, for you to watch if you would like. And I try to pick out craft projects that somebody has been recently asking me about. Because I find that if one person is asking me about something, then probably more than just that one person have questions or would be interested. Oh my gosh. This is seriously, it's amazing. And I'm just kind of going back over spots of it. Isn't that cute? So pretty much every day, if you're watching a video, it might be either a replay or a restream. Those are 2 different ways that I do it, of a past recorded video. But I do answer all those questions. I look at your comments. So feel free, you know, to comment as if it was a live video. And if you have questions or you need links, just let me know. So how did I get started with that? I don't know. Anyways, that's what I typically do. And then I try to go live pretty much every day of the week. Sometimes on Sundays, if we have some family commitments or something, it's hard. And I would say I do Christ and Crafting on Sundays about 3 times each month. Because that, you know, that is a whole set of preparation. It's not just a craft. The craft part is generally easy. It's the Bible verses and studying and getting ready. So sometimes I can't swing. For Christ and Craftings each month. Okay, now I'm just kind of looking over it and seeing where are some highlighted areas that I didn't get my paint. I see one right now. I'm going to pick it up in that spot. And this is what we have. Isn't it amazing? Okay, it's going to be amazing with the other one too, but let me grab this. These little areas that I missed. Okay, and I will tell you guys that some people, you can do this highlighting with a lighter color or with a darker color. If it was a pumpkin, I could paint it in white and then do the highlighting stuff in orange. You can use any color you want. I mean, this is such a fun, different project that looks so different based on how you do it. So now let's play with this one, the green one. And I'm going to throw my little sponge in my jar of water over here. And let's get some of the plaster out. I love shamrock. I love the shape of shamrocks. Also, somebody was just saying they love that. I also love green. You've probably noticed that. I love a ton of colors. I tend to be a little boring in my home decor, but then I wear a lot of bright colors, so I don't know. Okay, same deal. I just dipped my little kitchen sponge in some plaster, and I'm just pulling it down. Look at that. If you like more distressing or whatever, you can put more paint on your sponge, or you can just keep going over it. And I have found that people, it's just personal preference how heavy-handed or not you like it. So if this seems too light, or if it seems too dark, or too much of, you know, differentiation, then just, if you decide to make a project like this, just do it with your hand, however that would be, light or heavy. This part always amazes me. I am looking, I kind of know where the highlights and ridges are on this Dollar Tree wall tile now because I've used it so much. So I'm just looking to see where have I missed. I'll hold it up in just a second so you can see. And this kitchen scrubby sponge, I'll just wash it with water when I'm all finished in the kitchen sink. And then I'll let it dry. And then I'll use it again. So you're not wasting a kitchen sponge. Because it's completely, you can clean it out and completely use it over and over and over. Okay, I think the first time I did this type of a project, I used a palette knife. But honestly, I like this method the best now that I've done it a few times. Okay, I think that's most of it. Isn't that shocking. Give me a this or a this in the comments if you are surprised by how amazing this looks. I mean, it was just boring green. And what about this one? I also want to know in the comments, which one do you like the best? Tell me. Okay, so let's put this out of the way, and I'm going to throw my sponge in my little thing here. And I want this to dry, and it will dry pretty quickly. I have my heating tool out. Let's grab that real quick and see if we can speed that process up, because we're going to use the green one. I'm going to show you how to attach it to the Dollar Tree piece. Okay, so I didn't see your name, I'm so sorry, but I will go back and read all of the comments. Said that they just got some of these tiles, these self-adhesive wall tiles at Dollar Tree. You know, if you don't have a Dollar Tree, I have heard that Dollar General also carries these, or something very similar, and that when you get it from Dollar General, sorry, it's $1 sheet rather than $1.25, which is what the price is if you buy it at Dollar Tree. Okay, so this was the piece, and I'm basically just going to glue it on here, and then we'll see if that center bit is dry at all, which I don't think it is. So I may have to finish that up after the fact, but this is kind of what it's going to look like. All right, so I'm using my low temperature hot gluing device. This one that I like is a Sure. It's low temperature. It's called a Cool Shot. This is El Cheapo. It's mini. You can find these at pretty much any crafting store for under $10. So you want to look for Cool Shot. They do have some of these that have high temperature and low temperature, but the thing is, for me, I have had way too many glue burns over my lifetime as a crafter, and they really hurt. And so I'm not willing to even risk that unless I absolutely have to. So I pretty much use a low temperature one with the actual low temperature glue sticks that you can get for it. And if you get it on your hands, you're not going to be crying. You're really not. Okay, and I'm going to do the best I can to get this on here. Good. Oh, it's still wet. Okay, and you might notice that my tile was not quite big enough to cover the whole entire surface. So there's one little gap down here, which I could just paint that green. And this is not going to require very much glue to attach it because it's super lightweight. So I'm not going crazy with my glue on this, because you just really don't need to. All right, and I have made lots of different shapes where I didn't mount them to something. I wanted just to mention this idea to you. So this is a wood panel from Dollar Tree Plus. It's $3. You can get these wood panels in different sizes, you know, rectangles, squares, at pretty much any crafting store. Hobby Lobby has them, Michael's, Joann's, Walmart, but the Dollar Tree Plus ones, if you have a Dollar Tree Plus, are really nice. So one thing that I have done before is I have just mounted the plastic wall tile in the shape to one of these wood panels. This shape is a little too big to do that. When they're smaller, I put them in this part too, and I've just painted the surface or stained it, or you could even leave it natural. So that is also an option that you could do. Let's see if I can get this piece reasonably dry, and then we'll go on. So what do you guys think about this so far? Let me tell you how much money I have into it. $1.25 for each sheet of this. So I have 2 of them, so $2.50. And then this thing right here, this St. Patrick's decor, was also from Dollar Tree, so it was another $1.25. So I have $3.75. And then, you know, pennies worth of paint and glue and whatever doodads you put on it, but I'm going to try to reuse the doodads that were on it already. So it's super cute, super affordable, and super easy. All right, so it's mostly dry, but I think it's gonna need at least one more coat of paint. So what I was thinking was to reattach it here. This was the little bow that was on it, which is perfectly fine. I could just put that back on there. Let me see. Then I'll glue some jute to the back of it to hang it. And I'm kind of thinking that MagnoliaDIY.com, that's Magnolia Design Company, they have a lot of smaller stencils that have words on them. This is just one, but it's Easter themed. And there's Jesus Lives, Rejoice, Cross, Faith, and then there's some kind of more bunny and carrot related words, but I'm pretty sure I have something that has blessed. So I might stencil the word blessed on some canvas duck and then attach it right here. And if I do that, I'll probably stencil it either in black or a green, but I will get pictures. So I'm going to do what I do often, which is I don't quite make it to the finish line on my projects because there's still a few more steps that need to happen. This really does need to have one more coat of plaster paint on it before I glue it on here and before I glue my little bow on it. So what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments if you think that you might do some of this. Tell me in the comments also if you've ever used these. And heck, if you have pictures of projects that you've made using these Dollar Tree self-adhesive wall tiles, put them in the comments so everyone can see. Because, you know, more ideas is always better. And it just, you know, this might not be the very best shamrock you've ever seen in your whole life. And this one might not either. But I gave you some ideas. that you can run with in your colors and your style for your own home, or maybe it's for a gift. So I want to see what you guys have done with these. Alrighty, well, that's what I have for you right now. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Let me just tell you one more time where everything came from. Dollar Tree, Walmart. This little thing was Dollar Tree also. So, and those little spongy things that I used to do the highlights, those came from my grocery store. Hazel says she likes it, she wants to do it. Maybe this is the time. Yeah, you definitely should. I mean, I did eggs in blue, keeps falling down, which was so different. I also made these eggs in white with the blue highlight. We'll do more eggs. We'll do a bunny. We'll probably do a carrot. So if you can get your hands on some of these, you're going to want to look at Dollar Tree, look at Dollar Tree Plus, and look at Dollar General. Oh my goodness, and thank you so much to everyone who did stars. I so appreciate that. I really do. That is one of the ways that I'm able to keep purchasing supplies and crafting every day. Speaking of crafting every day, I am about to head out of my house to go in search of a white t-shirt because I did not have any this morning when I got up to look, and we're going to do this. We're just going to do the bunnies. We're going to do in some bright colors on a t-shirt, and it should be absolutely adorable. So come back to DIY Dreaming later, or if you're watching this down the road on replay, you can just look through my videos until you find the video where I made the t-shirt with this, if you would like to. All right. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining me. Be looking later for pictures of everything all completed, and be looking for the other craft too. And like I said, do this, or say something to me. Put some of those cute little shamrocks in your comments if you would like. All of those things help Facebook decide, should we ever show you DIY Dreaming ever again? I mean, that sounds dramatic, but it's a mystery how the algorithms work. And there's, like 200,000 people who follow this page, but at any given time, Facebook only shows it to 5% or less of that. So if you want to be in that 5% or that even lower percentage, you want Facebook to show you what I'm doing. Do it this or this. Make sure you've liked and followed this page. Say something to me, and yeah. Okay, I'm going to finish this up, and I will see you guys later.